Today, we are making galumpki. It is a subscriber-submitted recipe. We'll tell you a little bit more about him later and a little bit more about the dish as we go along, but it is stuffed Polish cabbage rolls. The ingredients are simple. Let me show you. Of course, we're going to use cabbage leaves in our dish. We're also going to use a mixture of ground beef and ground pork. We'll have some rice, an egg, a little bit of salt and pepper, crushed tomatoes, some onion, some garlic, some of that lemon rind, a little bit of parsley, and we'll use a little bit of olive oil, and we'll bring it all together. Hi, I'm Mary Catherine, and welcome to my table. I've never made this dish before, but it sounds delicious. Jump on in and make it with me. The first thing that we need to do is get our cabbage going. So what you'll want to do, you see some of these outer leaves on the cabbage usually have a little bit of cleaning up that needs to happen. So just pull off the outer leaf or two. All right, that looks good. Now that we've got our cabbage where we want it to be, let's take a knife, and I'm just going to use a small paring knife, and we're going to go kind of at 45-degree angle. So I'm going to kind of angle in around this stalk, and we're just going to kind of get this stalk out, and we need to go all the way around it until we're back around, and there we go. Now we can just take that out and toss it with the rest. We're going to now put the cabbage in a big pot, and we're going to put about 12 cups of water in it. So let me do that now. I'm not sure if my pot is tall enough. The cabbage is still sticking out a little bit, so I hope that's going to be okay. But we need to basically bring this to a boil. Once it comes to that boil, then we'll let it go about 3 to 5 minutes. Turn the heat down and let it go 3 to 5 minutes. And the leaves of the cabbage will get a bright green, and then it will be ready to use. So we will stop cooking at that point and let it cool until we can put everything together. I'll kind of lightly set the lid there. While we've got our cabbage on the stove, let's put together the filling part of this dish. We're going to need some lemon zest. We need that lemon peel. So I'm just going to take this zester. You could use a grater if you had one. Just be careful not to get down too far into that white part in the pith of the lemon. That will make it very bitter, and we don't want that. It always smells so good when you're zesting lemons. We need 1 teaspoon for this dish. So we will easily get that from 1 lemon. It's probably about what I've got here. Yep, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting things in our bowl. I'm going to go ahead and put both of our meats, 1 pound of ground beef, 1/2 pound of ground pork. We'll go ahead and put that 1 teaspoon of the lemon zest. We're also going to add 2 cups of cooked rice. I've already got my rice cooked. You know how to do that. Just follow the directions on the package of whatever type of rice you have. But we're just going to dump it in there as well. Now we need 1 whole small yellow onion. The onion that I have today is very large, but we're also going to need some of this in the sauce that we'll make. So this is going to be plenty for both the filling and the sauce. So we're going to grate it. So you're going to get very fine, see our onion? It's going to be very fine pieces of onion. Whew, just onion today.
You okay, Mary Catherine?
I'm just fine, Darren. Yeah.
Okay.
Can y'all see? It's like really making me tear up today. I know there's tricks for this. I didn't do any of them. All right. I'm calling an audible. And I'm going to use my little chopper. It will mince these up really fine as well. And I think that will work. Oh yeah, that'll be just fine. See, that's almost like we grated them. They're so fine. Okay, I'm guessing this is enough for the filling. This definitely looks like 1 small onion's worth. It's probably, maybe 2/3 of a cup, I'm guessing, if you want to measure. And I think that will be plenty. Now we also need to put 4 cloves of garlic into this, and the recipe also says to grate them. Now if you have something you can mince them with, that would be fine, I'm sure. I'm just going to use this chopper and get them really fine. Let's get those other 2 in there. Kitchen is smelling good now. All right, there are our 4 cloves of garlic. Now, the last ingredient for our filling is just 1 egg. That'll help bind it all together. Okay, I'm hearing something over at the cabbage, so let's go check on it. It's not quite come to a boil, but it's really close. I'm going to go ahead and chop some onion and get it ready for our sauce while we're waiting on that to come to a complete boil. And this is also supposed to be grated, so I'm just going to go really fine. And this was supposed to be half an onion, half a small onion, so I'm going to do just a little bit more, and I think that'll be enough. All right, I think that's good. Okay, it has come to a good boil. So at this point, I'm going to turn this cabbage over, and I'm going to put the core up. You want to do this direction. It doesn't sit as nicely, but I want that to be down in there. And now that it's boiling, we're going to reduce it to medium heat. And now we want to let it go 3 to 5 minutes until we get a nice bright green color. I'm going to put my wooden spoon just to help keep the water from boiling over. You see how we have a nice bright green color? I think this is good. It's been going probably about 5 minutes. And I kept turning it since my cabbage was not completely submersed. And now we're going to set it on the cutting board and just let it cool. While the cabbage is cooling, let's go ahead and mix up this filling. We've got everything in here now. I'm just going to use my hands, kind of like you would in a meatloaf. I think that'll probably be the best way to mix it all together. So just have good clean hands and then start bringing everything together. So this recipe came from Edward. If you ever see him commenting on the channel, he's Hoosier fan. So he sent this recipe in. It's an Eastern European dish that his grandmother and his mother used to make in Pittsburgh when he was growing up. And he remembers them doing it. And it's just one of those dishes that I'm sure brings back good memories of his childhood. And he wanted to submit this dish in honor of his mother, in memory of her. And so that's really sweet. Let me tell you a little fun fact about Edward. He had sent in an application years ago when, have you guys ever seen the Next Food Network star? It used to be a really popular show. To be honest, I'm not sure if it's on anymore. Probably not. But I remember watching that show, and I was just totally engrossed in just how interesting it was to see all the different people competing to win that crown. And so he had submitted an application to be on the show, and he made it through several rounds of interviews. He never actually got on the show, but I think that is just super cool because if you're not a good cook, you don't make it that far in the interview process. So kudos to you, Edward. That's a really interesting fact about you, I think. So that's who has submitted this recipe. So it's an old traditional recipe from his mom and grandma, from those Eastern European heritage recipes. And sounds like Edward's a good cook too. He's also the one, if you guys remember, one of my posts on the YouTube channel, not a video, but a post, showed his Easter dinner, and he made that lemon meringue pie. And he had a beautiful plate with some of the dishes I had posted, but some of his own as well. And anyway, that pie was beautiful, and the plate looks beautiful too. So I think we've got this mixture pretty well pulled together. So we're going to refrigerate this until it's time to put the cabbage leaves all together in the dish. Now, while our cabbage is cooling, let's put the sauce together. We are going to start by putting some olive oil in the bottom of a pot. You just need enough to cook some onion. So let's get it on the stove heating up. Our stove's getting quite messy here today, so we will have to do some cleaning up later. Okay, we'll let that heat up just a bit, then we'll add the onion. We're also going to add 3 cloves of garlic to this. So let me get that chopped up and ready now too. That looks perfect. Now, the sauce is going to take these crushed tomatoes. This is the big 28-ounce can. So I'm going to go ahead and open it. We're not going to add that yet, but I'll have it ready. All right, that oil has heated up in our pot. We're going to add that onion. And we're going to cook it just for a couple of minutes. And by the way, I checked on that recipe. Oh, this is really hot. Let me turn it down just a smidge. You want it on medium heats. But that was 1 tablespoon of oil in the recipe. So that's probably about what we had in the bottom of our pan here. Okay, after your onion has cooked for just a couple of minutes, then you come in and add your garlic. Those are those 3 cloves of garlic. And we'll cook it for another couple of minutes. Now we'll come in with the rest of our ingredients. We're going to go with that 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. We're also going to put half a cup of water. And then we want a teaspoon of salt and about a half a teaspoon of pepper. Okay, let's give that a good stir. Just to mix everything around. And then we want to let it come to a good bubble. And once it does that, we'll reduce the heat and let it simmer for about 15 minutes. So let's let it come up to that boil or that bubble. Pan's pretty hot. I don't think it'll take long. Okay, this is coming up to that bubble. See? All right. So let's turn it down and let's let it simmer for about 15 minutes. Our sauce is still simmering, so it's not quite ready to put everything together, but we can go ahead and get a few of these cabbage rolls done and ready to go in our completed dish. So let me show you. When your cabbage cools off enough that you can handle it, you just take off your leaf, and then you want to trim just this membrane that's so hard at the bottom. So I'm just going to kind of go and take a little triangle out, but leave the leaf intact. And then we're going to take about 2 tablespoons, and this is about a 2 tablespoon scoop of our filling. And I'm going to place it right at the top of where I trimmed it. And then come in and roll up and then stop about midway. And let's roll in from the sides. And then complete rolling it up like that. And so you end up with these perfect little cabbage rolls. Let's do one more. Okay, I have another leaf ready. I've already got it trimmed. Let's get our filling. About 2 tablespoons. Let's go up and come in from the side. And there we go. So that's how we're going to roll our cabbage up. I'm going to continue to work on this until our sauce is ready, and then we'll put it all together. All right, now, if you have a very large head of cabbage, this is supposed to do 2 different dishes, like a 9x13 dish and then also a smaller baking dish. I'm not sure if I'm going to get that much out of this head of cabbage today, but in your larger dish, you'll want to take about 3/4 of a cup of sauce and spread on the bottom. Let's just make sure the whole bottom is covered. I've already got this pan greased as well. I think that's pretty good. Now we're going to take our cabbage rolls and you just want to line them neatly in your pan. I think we're going to get 2 nice rows of our cabbage rolls. All right, there we go. You would use a 1/2 cup of the sauce in the bottom of your smaller pan. I'm just going to show you how to do this bigger pan today. So then we're going to take the leftover sauce, pour it over our cabbage rolls. I'm guessing they get covered pretty well with what's left over from 2 pans. And that looks like it's covering them pretty well. So that looks good. One thing I forgot to do before I turned the oven on, we want to move the oven rack to the upper middle level in our oven. So I'm going to do that now very carefully. All right, I think that's good right there. We have 350 degrees and it's going to bake for 1 hour, a full 60 minutes. This kitchen smells really good right now. I can't wait to taste these cabbage rolls when they come out. It's been 60 minutes, so our cabbage rolls are ready. I will mention now, if you don't have a convection oven or something that circulates the air, you'll want to turn these halfway through. The recipe calls for turning them, at the 30-minute mark, just to be sure that you're getting even cooking. So let's take them out of the oven and see what we've got. Mmm. They look delicious. Oh, they smell so good. Now, this is optional, but I've got some freshly chopped parsley here, and we're just going to sprinkle this over the top, just like that. Now, here's the bad news. As good as they smell when they come out of the oven, you need to let them rest for about 15 minutes. I can't wait to dig into these. Let's plate one up. Okay. Oops. Here we go. First bite. Mmm. You can definitely taste that lemon in there. It's just a teaspoon of that lemon zest, but boy, that really comes through and brings some brightness to the dish. The tomatoes, the garlic, the onion, you get all of that. It's very good. This is really good. It is not an overly salty dish, which a lot of you may like. If you prefer a little bit more, you could always add a little bit more to it. But boy, you get that lemon and you get that tomato and you get the garlic and onion coming through. It's really very good. It's such a simple dish, really. I mean, it takes a little bit to put it together, but the ingredients that you use are just so simple. And you think about the addition of that rice to the ground beef and the ground pork, and that really stretched out that filling and made it so much more substantial than it would have been with just the meat. And I can just imagine years back that being really important when you were feeding a large family. This is an Eastern European dish. So if you're feeding a very large family and you want to make your meat go a little bit farther, putting that rice in is the perfect addition to it. So anyway, very good dish, Edward. We enjoyed making this today. And if anybody else would like to submit a recipe from your kitchen to ours, we would love to take a look at those. We enjoy seeing what you cook, what special memories you have of dishes in the kitchen. Maybe your mom and grandma cooked them too, just like Edward's mom and grandma made this recipe. We just love to hear those stories and a little bit about your life. I know you like to hear about our life. We like to hear about you too. I hope you've enjoyed this episode today. We always love when you're with us here in the kitchen. So thanks again, Edward, for such a great dish. We really enjoyed it. I hope that we did your mom and grandma proud. I'm sure that theirs was beautiful and delicious. They probably knew exactly what they were doing, but hopefully for the first time ever making this dish, I did okay. Thanks for sending that in. So hit subscribe, ring that bell if you want to get notifications when we come out with new videos. Like our videos, hype them, and share them with your friends. And remember, go out today, find somebody who needs a little bit of kindness, and give them some of yours.